Good afternoon, my dear friend. What do you want to speak about today?
Well, Nottingham City Transport.
Excuse me. Oh, Nottingham City Transport. Yeah, it's public transport for the people.
Yeah, of course, they were called at one point Nottingham Corporation.
They still are.
Because they are a corporation, as we know. And I think you'll find that they've got ties to Nottingham City Council. But I digress slightly. Someone I know was waiting at Broadmarsh to catch a bus.
Right.
And their partner was already on the bus.
Yeah.
So the bus was coming down towards Broadmarsh.
Yeah.
And it drove straight by.
It didn't stop.
No. Now, obviously...
Especially bus stops, aren't they?
Well, yeah, of course they're supposed to stop, especially when there's people waiting to get on and put their hands out and that. So they call each other up and they say, what's going on? He says, the bus just drove by. He says, well, it didn't say 7 on it, which was the bus they were getting. They turned the sign off so it said not in use.
Okay. Were the people still on it?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, because the other half was on it. And they asked the
Right,
driver what was going on. And the driver said, well, we're told, again by those bosses,
Telling and spelling, anybody?
there are certain stops you can just drive by. If you're a little bit late, just drive by and ignore them. So
It's a bit of a crap public service, isn't
they're
it?
supposed to be picking us up and taking us where they go, and they've decided they can just ignore us and drive on by.
What a fantastic public service. And who pays for this?
We do, of course.
Not me.
Especially as they've just put the price up by 30p a trip,
Wow.
from £1.70 to £2.
You'd think if they had a really good accountant like Gideon George Osborne, that they'd only put it up a penny, wouldn't they?
Well, 10p would have been fine, but 30—that's 60p for a return trip. Somebody's one thing I will suggest is I bet that the drivers' wages haven't gone up by 30p even an hour.
No chance.
So they're creaming it again.
But the chief executives of the council, the county council and the city council, their wages go up like this very, very quickly. Sky high.
Well, what's his face?
Which Ian?
That Zero's dealing with?
Do you mean not the bailiff?
No, the head of the council now.
Oh, Ian. Oh, I can't remember their names.
Well, the head of the council. £149,000 a year he's on, you know.
Right. I thought it was John Collins that was the leader of the city council.
Well, there's some confusion there because nobody really seems to know what's happening now, because this new Ian, whatever his name is, he's the CEO, but Collins is still there, but not as the CEO. He's sort of like setting this Ian guy up to take the fall for the shit that's about to come their way.
Okay. So that's why they keep swapping the seats about, do they?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Our
Because
elected
Collins was going to go to the EU, wasn't he? Make a load more for money.
Do you know Cameron pays for the UK PLC to be in the European Union £30 million a day? And we do great trade with the EU, don't we?
Well, I think
It's ridiculous.
here's an idea. All right, rather than locking people up because they can't afford to pay council tax or bedroom tax, how about we stop paying the EU 30 or 50 million, whatever it is a day, because that just work it out on an hourly rate. It's over £1 million an hour for a bunch of unelected criminals that apparently run everything, because our parliament's a waste of time. They don't do anything. They can't pass any laws anymore. It's all done by the EU. So how about we stop paying them this 30 or 50 million pounds a day and stop paying council tax as well, and stop paying bedroom tax?
Yeah, maybe we'll be able to pay the bus drivers to be able to stop at bus stops.
Yeah.
And they'll have a decent living so they can feed their family and children and wives and friends.
Nottingham City Transport. In it for the money.
Of course they are.